Hi everyone and welcome back to Module 4, Communicating and Risk Planning of the Boosted Massive Open Online course. This video will introduce you to two examples for enhancing transparency and engagement in the context of communicating risk. But first, why to look at transparency and engagement in the first place? They are part of principles for risk communication. And risk communication is a comprehensive activity that ideally begins long before a risk becomes a crisis for society. For successful and effective risk communication, the following general principles must apply. Communication must be proactive and continuous to generate awareness for potential risks. It's important to provide comprehensive, that means up-to-date, accurate and complete information on the state of research into the short and long-term effects and side effects. Open and transparent communication is key, and that includes scientific uncertainties. It's important to keep information accessible so that it is easily understood. And it is important to establish trust, and trust is based on social aspects and the performance of the communicating institution. Social aspects include that the institution follows the same values as the person receiving the information, acts fair, benevolent, honest, and caring. Performance means that the institution is perceived as well-known, capable, competent, and experienced with the topic. It's important to consider different target groups and different communication strategies and to engage in dialogue. So to strengthen and cooperate exchange on eye level, ideally through personal contact. So as you can see, transparency in communication and engagement, together with other factors, contribute significantly to successful risk communication. The publication that the list is taken from lists a couple of different communication strategies. For example, classic media, publications, online and social media strategies, and it discusses advantages and disadvantages of each approach. In the following, I will present two examples of long-term strategies for enhancing transparency in communication and for engaging different stakeholders in the field of emerging technologies, namely nanomaterials. For nanomaterials, potential risks remained unclear for quite some time. Consequently, authorities and research institutions began early on to communicate the state of the art, the potential, but also the potential pitfalls and uncertainties related to nanomaterials. Here, you can see one example of one such continuous communication effort. It is a series of short communications targeted to specific actor groups like authorities, interested public, and other scientists. Each issue explores a different topic related to nanomaterials and their governance. As the knowledge behind these short communications need to be thorough, they are based on research in a specific project of a public research institute. This example shows a continuous information strategy on different topics to raise awareness, but also to proactively engage with controversial questions or uncertainties related to nanomaterials. The Nano Dialogue of the German government is an example of engaging stakeholders and experts. It was a long-term exchange of interest groups to support socio-political support for scientific and technical developments in the field of nanotechnology and nanomaterials. This initiative shows how important it is to adapt a format of dialogue over time to satisfy changing information needs. Overall, the Nanodialogue consisted of 6 phases, of which 2 was organized in the form of the Nano Commission, while other 4 took place as expert dialogue. The Nano Commission was a central national dialogue platform and consisted of about 20 members from various stakeholder groups. Its objective was to enable exchange of ideas and opportunities and risks of nanotechnologies between civil stakeholders. If needed, additional experts contributed to working groups on specific topics. The Nano Commission worked from 2006 to 2011, reporting and formulating recommendations to the German government. The subsequent expert dialogues took place from 2011 to 2023 in an event-based manner. This allowed for inviting additional experts to discuss specific topics in relation to nanomaterials, their applications and impact. Topics were manifold and discussed assessment tools and risk management, nanoproducts, and traceability of nanomaterials, applications in nanomedicine and the food sector, and others. Eventually, the format was discontinued through the COVID-19 pandemic and eventually concluded in 2023. Transparency and engagement are crucial for building trust. How to do this, however, varies according to the topic, target groups, and issues at stake. But this also means that there is no one-size-fits-all considerations, but principles that support success of risk communication. Thanks for watching, and here is some more information to check out if you're interested in the topic of risk communication. Thank you a lot.